A lot of people, when they're picturing moving to Tennessee, they imagine sipping sweet tea on that big back porch overlooking lush fields, all within this setting of a historic old farmhouse. But just how realistic is it to find that perfect old Southern home these days?
Well, today let's explore how you can achieve that authentic farmhouse living here in Tennessee dream. What strategies do we have? Do we need to buy a home that's already existing? Do I have to go find the land and build it? Or is there a different strategy we need to look at?
So this Southern farmhouse dream has become pretty popular in the last few years. You can see them in magazines, TV shows, all the social media channels. But in reality, those picturesque 100-year-old houses can be difficult to find.
All right, well, let's break it down to figure out how to get you from some farmhouse dreaming to some actual farmhouse living. So if you're set on buying a genuine century-old farmhouse here in Tennessee, you do need to know that patience and flexibility are going to be key. Those authentic historic homes, they're scarce. Some are being torn down. There were only so many built. And when one does appear on the market, it usually draws major attention.
Also, there's a lot to think about when you're purchasing a historic old farmhouse. There can be significant restoration costs. The actual maintenance month to month on an older home is more expensive. There could be historic guidelines that you have to operate within. So if authenticity and that real character is what you're looking for, you can get it. You just have to be prepared for the journey that you're about to take.
So we're telling you that it may be a difficult journey you need to be prepared for, right? So why even consider this idea? Maybe you're not sold on it yet. So why would any crazy people want to live in an old house, Clark? Just kidding, we totally do. So I'll share with you, yes, Exhibit A. We bought a house that was significant to our family. And my all-time favorite thing about it is the stone sidewalk out front that walks up to our front door is the same stones that my grandparents walked on, my dad walked on. Important people in the community that are important to me, they walked on those same stones. And when we bought our old home, we were able to dig them up and have them reset. And it's just so special to me that when you pull up and you can see that stone, that there's so much history here. Even in our house, there's transom windows over the doors, and we know why one of the transom windows is busted out, Mr. Bill, because when they were teenagers, they were playing ball and it broke the window. And just having the stories and the history and the family who spent Christmases and Easters here, who babysat me growing up, having our family so intertwined and just knowing all the history on this land is something that can't be recreated. And that was just important to us. It's my favorite reason that we get to have an old house.
Also, there are some really neat things that you can get in a 100-year-old house that you just can't replicate these days. For instance, the flooring that we have in our house, the tree no longer exist. So it's no longer used for flooring. The heart pine floors, it's non-existent anymore. Also, I oftentimes catch myself walking up the staircase at the end of the night thinking how many thousands of trips, how many different people, special people to us, have walked up and down these staircases over the years and had these conversations. It's an amazing thing to sit around and contemplate. So, a wise man once told me, when you buy an old house and you work on an old house, when you get finished, you might end up still having an old house. And what he means by that is there are modern advancements that have happened with building techniques that cannot be replicated in an older home. So our house, the older part of our house is much cooler than it would be in a new home. But the cool thing is you can replicate some of those old architectural details in a new build home and have the same type of lifestyle that an older farmhouse allows, but with all the modern amenities and all the modern technology that we have these days.
So an alternative to owning the old home with all the character and the cold winters and the hot summers, if you're not exactly into that, would be to build a new home that is built to look old and have some character. in the way it's built. So with this option, you can incorporate some timeless details like the big wide porches, the hardwood floors, the shiplap walls, the big farmhouse sinks, and you can incorporate it to feel and look old, but all the while you get to enjoy the modern conveniences and efficiencies of a brand new home. It's kind of a balance of like old world charm and modern day comfort.
It's impossible to truly recreate the character of a 100-year-old home. But what is possible is to recreate the lifestyle that home provided. So what can you do to do that? The first thing that comes to mind for me are the big porches. So you can see all through Middle Tennessee now, brand new homes that have these big front porches, big wraparound porches. And another advantage to building a new home to look old, to have that farmhouse vibe, is that you can get a floor plan that works better for your lifestyle now. So everyone now, almost all of our clients, appreciate a wide open floor plan where the kitchen flows into the living room so everyone can kind of be together. So they didn't do that 100 years ago. 100 years ago, most houses probably didn't even have a kitchen at all. So the kitchens that you're going to find are some kind of wonky addition that was put on the back. So in the new construction home, you have the ability to maintain those architectural aspects that you love about the old farmhouse while also incorporating new styles and new designs that better accommodate daily living in our time.
So if you are looking at doing a brand new home to get that lifestyle of looking for the view and the porches, where do you start and where can you find that? So there's lots of rural places all around Tennessee, and the answer is really going to fall with how close or how far you need to be to a city and how far out you want to be and how big or small you want that town or city to be. So there are lots of options, and there are a lot of builders who've gotten really good at building these modern farmhouses. So we actually have a lot more variety and option of those than we do just the historic homes.
So let's think about a different scenario. Perhaps you find that beautiful 100-year-old farmhouse. It's the one, it's got the character you're looking for, it's got the floor plan you're looking for, but the backyard backs up to a Costco.
Or the front yard now has a 2-lane highway. It's 4 feet from the front door.
Or the side yard has a landfill. The great news is we have options for that.
Yeah.
So believe it or not, you might be familiar with this or not, but you can move a home. So it's done fairly common here. It's not something that happens every day, but there are companies out there that will come to your house, jack it up, put a trailer underneath it, and move it to the lot that you desire. There's a myriad of concerns and issues that you need to be aware of, that you should speak to a qualified professional about, but we wanted to put that on your radar too. You're not necessarily stuck with the lot that the house is on. You can find that dream lot, take that dream house, put them together, you're good to go.
And the moving houses, the people who do that are really, really good at it. I know we've had clients and friends that have moved homes that have said that there was shampoo left in the shower, that when the home was relocated to a new location, the shampoo was still sitting right there and not falling off, nothing. And we have other clients who floated their house right down the river. You know who you are. And it was fine. So there's lots of ways to move a house. The people who do that are really good at what they do. So we just wanted to throw that wild hair option out for you to consider.
So what happens if you like all the stuff I've said in this video and you want that character, can't live without that character, can't live without those 100-year-old floors, but you also want an open floor plan. You want a nice air conditioner. You want all that modern amenities. Well, you can actually combine the two and remodel an old farmhouse and put an addition on the back of it that is more of a modern situation.
There's a lot of neighborhoods, historic neighborhoods in Franklin, Nashville, and the surrounding towns like Mount Juliet, Lebanon, Murfreesboro, where they will take the old home, and we have some really good builders and architects who will come in and salvage everything they can, but yet still come through and give it a completely fresh new home. feel and vibe. There's one of my personal favorite historic neighborhoods that does that beautifully is in the Belmont area of Nashville off Belmont Boulevard. There are the most beautiful old historic homes there, and a lot of architects have come through, also bleeding into the 12 South neighborhood there too. But they've taken the old, they keep the old, the fireplaces are still there, the mantles are still there, but they've widened the doorways, pulled the trim off and kept it, so it's still got so much of that old character. But when you walk in those homes, they are completely redone and new at the same time. It's impressive.
And one more last thing, we just wanted to say thank you to the Arnold family for allowing us to be the next stewards of this beautiful home. It's already meant so much to us to have everyone coming through and telling us all the stories of what they did in this room and who had a conversation here, and even knowing exactly where we should put the Christmas tree from the input from the grandkids. It's just, we feel so blessed that we're able to live in this special place that means so much to y'all.
So, as you've now heard and seen, there's no one-size-fits-all solution to farmhouse living in Tennessee. So whether you're restoring a historic treasure, building your own modern classic, or finding that perfect mix of both, your dream home should fit your style. So if you're ready to make your farmhouse dream a reality, reach out to us. We would love to guide you through this process.